Yo, Q, what up? Yo, Q,
man, I'm keeping it real. What up, Duan?
Welcome.
Let's get it.
To not just music, where we keep it real, and honest.
Always.
My mama praying, telling me, Q, you need to chill. They can't respect the truth from just honest.
And welcome to another episode of Not Just Music Podcast,
Where we keep it real
and honest. And I'm glad to have you all back with us again on another episode.
Welcome back.
Another fun episode. I'm gonna talk about a few things. We're going to talk about a few things today. It's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm gonna start off by asking a couple questions because of the nature of. I'm gonna ask you all first, before we get to answering any questions. But the first thing I wanted to, there was a post about a young lady who posted up this week, who probably didn't know she would become social media famous for doing such a thing. But what she did was, she took the initiative to point out a wrong in what the father of her child, I think it's her youngest child, he chose to bring his son something to eat from McDonald's. And with him doing this, it kind of created a rift for her to where she felt some type of way. I guess he had already done this before, so I guess she was going to kind of just jump on the situation and be a little proactive this time. So she chose to video him bringing their child some food. Now, did he expect to be met by her with a fully blown, video?
You gotta add in, bro, she was upset because he didn't bring the other kids, which wasn't biologically his kids.
So the nature of, she was upset for the nature of everybody in her house is supposed to eat. All of her kids are supposed to eat. But the other kids, the older kids, weren't per se his. But he had been in their life, which I found out.
Yeah.
So in the nature of, they aren't in a relationship anymore, but she still felt that he was supposed to bring fatherly duties to the table. Now, I ask you all, if this were you, if you were either side of this, either you were the father or the mother, what is your take on what you felt? Chime in, let me know. Comment below this video. And
who you think is right, the mother or the father in this case? Who do y'all think is right?
If you are in agreement with her, please chime in. If you aren't in agreement with her, chime in. I just want to hear all walks of this. So I'm gonna ask Q, in the nature of what it would be for you, what's your stand on how this went?
Man, I try to look at a situation like this on both sides. Me personally, I feel like I got a soft spot for kids. So I feel like, if the man wanted to bring the kids something, that was his choice. He can do it sometime, and it might have been cases where he probably did bring him something and he just didn't bring him nothing. In this case, we don't know. But my thing is the way she handled it, the way she recorded it, and I think she threw the food down, and she kind of made it about her and not her kid, not the kid. Because I'm gonna just keep it real. Where are the other fathers that's supposed to be feeding their kids? Where are they at? She should be getting on them about, your kid needs some food, instead of getting on the dad that's trying to do his obligations and duties with his kids. So I feel like, that's something that's relatable. A lot of black men per se deal with situations like that, but I take the man's side on this.
All right, now I'm in agreement with you.
Why is that? I'm ready to hear this.
This could have went a bunch of different ways. I mean, most men are judged by what they do, and this is the case for everything. We're going to be looked at. We're going to be blamed first. We're going to be put on that okay, if things go wrong, it's because of you. Now,
yes.
So with that, could this have gone any differently? Yes, I do feel that part where it could have went differently was, I'm with you, she didn't really have to blast him
and record it.
And record it and put it on blast like it was, because he definitely wasn't ready. He wasn't prepared for nothing like that.
And he probably felt like he was right in the situation. He didn't mean no harm. He was just bringing his kids something to eat.
And if it's ever a problem, you know, that should have been something she could have worked out with him personally on a level where it wasn't like a publicized thing like that. You know, like she really put it out there.
She embarrassed him. That's embarrassment. She made him look.
And if she wanted to, if it was a thing of mending or getting back together or anything to that nature, she could have just ruined this whole thing completely. Exactly. And also on top of that, if it was a thing of he wanted to do something for them kids, you know, she probably could have wrecked that part of it too. That's not my call though. And also to me is too, another thing, the third thing, we don't know this man's finances. We don't know his financial situation.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, he could be going through a situation right now. Nobody knows the you know what he's going through. This could be his only child, and the last dollar he was staying with her at one point, but we don't know what he's having to do and put in, the work he's having to put in to make sure his child eats. But the commitment that a man, like me, you talked about Father's Day. Mm-hmm. If a man is willing to put forth that effort to see another child eat, to me, it's up to him and that parent. Even if that child isn't his, let me make sure I say that. Even if the child isn't his, is it his responsibility? Yes, it's his responsibility if he's choosing to step in as a father.
Let me say this though. Let me. Okay, I feel like the situation would have been different because they wasn't together, right? They weren't now. Right now they separate. Okay, so I can see his point. It's not his obligation, but I would, if he was in a relationship with the woman, I would. It's more like a family type thing. Yeah. I would have bought the kids something then, you know, because I'm with her, so I'm with everything she comes with. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. That's but right. If we single, hey, I'm obligated to just take care of mine. You know.
And the scary part about this situation is when you in a relationship, you know, you put yourself in a position of a father. And to me, he put himself in there as a father.
Exactly.
That's the part that's scary, because once you have a child's trust and you leave and you stop handling those obligations that you chose to uphold with that child, it makes things that much worse, because nobody wants to see a child not be able to eat or in a position where there's a lack just because the man left the household. So, you know, what do you feel could help, you know, even if you choose to step in as that father figure,
yeah,
you know, and you chose and you had to step out, would it be hard for you to, or could you continue to handle those duties with the child, not the mother, but with the child? Could you be able to do that?
I feel like nowadays generation, it's the mothers make it difficult to just deal with the child. Like, even if you a good dude trying to just deal with the child, like, you know, the mother will, well, that's not enough. Or she puts her demands and try to throw what she wants in there with what the kid. Can you bring me something? And that's when it get, you know, it gets complicated, because you can't just do. if your intentions are good, you can't just do for the kid.
You
Because
can't.
some women are gonna take advantage, and I can only speak for my side, my people, because that's what I've dealt with. But I see that a lot in my community and on my side. You know, like they take advantage of a good heart.
They do.
You know, and I feel like it's difficult. I mean, it's already difficult raising somebody else's child, and then dealing with the mental part of that. Like having to see the other child father come and pick the kid up. It's already a challenge, because I don't know. I'm be honest, I don't know how I can handle that. I've never been in a situation like that, but I don't know if I could. He handled the situation way better than I think I would have. He was real cool, collective. You know, he didn't lose his, you know, cool and nothing. So I commend him on that. But yeah, I mean, I think if you try to do right in today's generation, like, women gonna take advantage of it.
Yeah, and if it's going to be a thing, still, I feel like it should be an agreement between the parents, the two people that's at hand. You know, if y'all gonna create a house, make sure y'all follow up with the whole situation. Y'all created that together. You got to make sure it stays the same way, so it doesn't confuse the child, because we are about raising these kids the right way and doing things the right way. We can't let the bitter moments take advantage of that or anything to that nature.
Let me ask you, how would you handle a situation? Say if your wife, you know, like, had a kid before y'all met, or, you know, like, how could you handle that? How would you handle that?
The biggest thing to me is, I would take, if it's, when you bring, as a man, when you bring a woman into your life, you have to bring everything that she has with her. Yeah. Because, like we all know, the mother is always going to be that. Like, the mother is the person that, as they say, shall always be there. Yeah. Now, we have a hard time when it's a thing of, let's just say this, say there is an active father there. You can't knock what an active father is willing to do. If he's willing to take full advantage of what him and his child, and they have a bond and anything to that nature, you can't break that. But if it's a thing of, if it's a child that you see really there's a need there, you got to take that on with the woman. Yeah. Simply put.
I agree. It's challenging, man. You know, us black men, we got a lot of eyes on us, man. Like, it's everything we do is under scope. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like, man, we can't win for losing, man. You know?
Yeah. We have more
responsibilities, more to live up to, more to prove. You know, and it's like, it's never enough. Like, you do something, then you brought your kids something, but why you didn't bring my other kids? Like, it's always something. Yep. Then it probably the amount he got, like, he would have brought them a kids meal. He got his son a combo. Yeah. Why they get, you know, it's just it's never no satisfaction.
It's not gonna be no satisfaction. And to me, just like he did, you know, he left, but everybody, you know, you had some people bashing the man, but in the end, to me,
I don't understand that.
Yeah, he only could do what he could, y'all, to me. And that's just, I don't think that he probably meant anything malicious to the other kids. You know, the way she made it seem as if it was something maliciously done, you know.
I mean, like, right, you know, like, if he wouldn't have been taking care of his kid, they would have threw him under the bus.
Yeah, they would have threw him under the bus.
You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't a win.
Now but he took care of his kid. Now that he didn't get the other kid something that's not, like, biologically his, he's wrong. So it's like, y'all always gonna criticize us and jump on us for something, you know, we don't do. And his intentions probably wasn't even to disrespect them, like you said. Man, probably struggling financially.
Yeah, and to me, you threw away the food.
That's disrespectful right there.
And like you said, what if it was that man's last $5 he spent on his child and you just threw it away? You know,
that's like insulting him. That's like calling him the NIGGA, like, in the negative way. Yeah, you know, like spitting in the face. Yeah, like, nigga, you ain't, you know, nothing. That's basically how she treated him. embarrass that man, you know. But it's crazy, man. Crazy situation.
Now, we're gonna move to the next topic. Next topic is, I heard you done spoke on this a couple times to me. We kind of spoke on it yesterday. We have a situation with our American WNBA star Brittany Griner. Now, she's been captive, basically in jail, prison. And
this is a WNBA player, by the way. People don't know who we talking about.
If you don't know, look up her name, Brittany Griner, Griner. One of the biggest stars in WNBA right now. Highly decorated college basketball star as well. One thing I hate about this story is she's stuck in a country that predominantly does not release people until a case is solved. Now, from what I'm hearing, and this is as of the past couple days, if you're, to me, it doesn't matter where you are, what country you're in, or what place of, if you're choosing to be a person of interest, of saying, let me be a little deeper. If you're a person of interest, if you're that guy, if you're that woman, and you're a star, when you go into these countries, you have to watch every little thing that you do.
And it's your job to know the laws and everything that comes with it.
Exactly. Now, she got caught, quote unquote, with basically drugs.
Yeah.
Now, every country sees a drug situation very differently. To me, if you're in America, you get caught with drugs, 8 times, maybe 7 times out of 10, they may arrest you. Now,
you at least get a bail, at least, probably, in most cases.
Yeah, you get a chance.
Yeah, they treating her like she done killed somebody. That's what I thought she did when.
Bruh, when I first found out, I was really in awe because the fact of, I'm like, okay, what's y'all motive here? Like, what are y'all pushing for? Like, what is it that y'all have her for that we can't know about?
But then when you go back and you look at the law book, though, it's written. It's written.
And see,
you can't challenge that.
You're subject to be definitely pinpointed, especially when you're at, as I said, at her level.
Yeah.
I think it was really a thing of they was watching her the entire time she was there.
Yeah.
They didn't take a chance to do any homework on her because they already knew who she was. That we saw her, we know who she is. She's in our. We got us one. We're gonna watch her the whole time she here. And to me, I, in somewhat of a manner, feel that it was a setup.
Most definitely, it got set up all over it.
In most cases, you can get in, go through customs, do all the necessary things, to be there in their country. But this one, all of a sudden, is like, okay, here's our chance. We're gonna make a move on this.
But the end of the day, what this come down to is responsibility.
Yeah.
Accountability.
Yep.
Those words. Like, we can't control what they're gonna do, but we can control what we do.
There you go.
We gotta educate ourselves. Anything you do, look it up, research. Do your research. Don't just go doing it the same as starting something, doing something new. Exactly. Before you start something new, like if you want to do a podcast or do music or do a movie, this and that. You have to research, you know, see what comes with it.
Exactly.
So the same with this case. She should have been looking at them laws. I mean, where is her team?
Exactly.
Her team should have been looking into these things. That's why she hired these people to make sure that everything is covered. When they get over there, somebody should have been looking over her. Don't do that. Don't do this. You can't do this and all that. So accountability, and that's really what it's about in this situation. She put herself in the situation, unfortunately. I mean, is it right what they're doing? No. But it's like, if it's in the law book, I always say, if it's written and it's right there and you did it anyway, or you signed it, or you can't blame nobody but yourself. So you got to educate yourself and be accountable. And
for those that want to hear this, I'm gonna say this too: free Brittany Griner. You know,
free her. Yeah.
I understand. I've been in a situation where you get in tight and you mess up. I mean, the money is good, but your money can't do nothing from inside them walls if they ain't allowing you to do nothing. So, you know, free Brittany Griner. I don't ever like for our stars to be in a position where they can't move. You know, you locked up, you want to get out,
and you lose money when you're in these situations.
And here we are, we getting ready to roll into another WNBA season. And
she been in there 3 months, I believe.
Yeah,
you know,
and they talking about anywhere near up to 10 years.
It's crazy.
This is crazy, y'all. Y'all really got to realize what this is. Like, I mean, when you're a star, protect your brand. You know, protect it at all costs. Like,
cause they coming for you.
They coming. Well, it could have been something that could have happened here. You know, it could have been something that happened here. Yeah. To me, we're not exempt from anywhere. Anywhere we go, it's always going to be something to this nature. Like, we're always going to run into a problem when we are stars and we are of status.
Yeah.
So please protect the brand, people. Protect the brand. That's basically why I brought this up, because if we don't protect our brands at all costs, look at what happened to the whole Griner team right now. Everybody is, you know,
they dropped the ball.
The money ain't coming in if the product ain't putting out. Can't put the product out because they got the product locked up. So
that's why I always say the easy part is putting the product out there, creating it.
Yeah.
The hardest part is keeping it and maintaining.
Exactly.
So you gotta maintain it, and like you say, treat it like a baby. You gotta feed it right.
Yeah.
You gotta put everything that's good into it and anything that's negative out. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it go.
Exactly. And closing on that part, before we move into the next phase of what we're on our journey of talking about today in this episode, I wish that this is a teaching moment for all of us, period. Not even just the stars, like all of us. Pay this attention. Pay what you do attention anytime, anywhere you go.
Use your head.
Use your brain, use your head. Like you said, use your head. Like, this is your moment to not mess up anything for your brand at all costs. Pay this attention.
Yes.
Look at this. Make sure that before you go into a country, read everything.
Yeah.
Read everything they gotta understand there. Make sure you know it. I mean, even if it's a thing of you already know you going there in a year, like for that whole year, study it, study up, learn it. Learn all the goods, learn all the bads, learn all the spots where you need to be, and learn all the spots where you don't need to be.
But in that though, I will not be going anywhere. I don't think I'll be going anywhere anytime soon. I got enough problems over here.
Oh man,
there's enough problems over here.
We're doing
and it's
enough.
Like and that's what people don't realize. Like, you think it's hard in the situation that you're in already, but when you get in some trouble, it's double times harder. Like, you gonna have to get out of that, and then you gonna be in a hole. I'd rather just stay in my little bit of trouble I'm in right here.
There you go.
And I can work my way out. I can see the light from where I'm at. But when you dug deep down, you know, like, and it don't look like I don't want to be there. So I'm gonna stick over here, and I'm gonna handle my problems over here. But if y'all want to travel, y'all be safe, man. Really, you know, be safe. Research.
the last part of this episode, I want to speak on faith. As I always love to do with our podcast, to have that one positive point that helps uplift somebody
and stick with you.
Something that you could take with you and work on it yourself. You can add your own to it. You know, you can trust it your way, or you can take what we have and trust that way too, and or put all of it together. Now, in the past 30 years of your life, Q, what's the biggest point in understanding and knowing that you've dealt, or a moment where you had to deal and understand that your faith was going to be the strongest point and move in what you had to do?
Oh man, I've had a lot of situations where faith was required in my life. I think the biggest moment that I know I needed faith was the first time I got arrested. My first and only time so far. Knock on wood. That situation was new. That was probably the most dramatic thing that's ever happened in my life, was going to jail. So I always say you never know you have faith until you go through something where it's called for you to have faith. You know, that's what faith is. Like anything that you feel like you don't carry, or that strength, that power, that not giving up, that's when you know what faith is. Like when you at your lowest, like your faith can be the smallest thing, is you driving from home to work and your gas tank is on E, and you like, man, I hope I make it to work. I pray, I know I'm gonna make it. To the biggest thing of life or death, like, you know, your life could be on the line. So faith is something, I feel like faith is something that you realize you have when you go through things. So I feel like what tested me was me getting arrested and nobody being able to help me out of that situation. Like I had to, go see a judge, and my how can I put it, my destiny and my outcome was in the hands of somebody else, and not mine. But I'm always say it was in the hands of God, but it taught me to have faith, not give up.
My faith, I think one of the biggest things is created faith for me is being a father. But not only being a father of kids who have quote unquote special needs. My daughters will be 13 years old this year. I've said that before in the podcast. In October. And one of the hardest things for me was understanding what autism is. Now that I've dealt with it for this many years, it's really challenged my faith in understanding of, not more so of what with things that have gone on, but more so with things in the future. Cause we could get stuck in today and panic and not have anything left for tomorrow. And that's my biggest thing. Like my kids were going to be labeled as, I say were going to be because I didn't feel like it could be that, but they were labeled as, progressing slow. They weren't on a scale of the normal.
They're not slow. They're not slow. They regular people.
And it takes
like everybody.
It takes a long time to dig in to your faith with a person or an individual who can't talk, who can't you know, do things at the level of, you know, going to the bathroom, or even maybe getting something to eat, or to basically, you know, most people, you can get up, do these things, you know, yourself. Even showering, or you know, it's a lot of stuff that comes along with what I'm speaking on. Like I said, speaking on when it comes to the autism spectrum.
But let me ask you this: a lot of these things that you saying, you probably didn't even know you was capable of handling until you went through it, right?
And that's that point right there. Like, you never know how blessed you are until you see somebody going through this on a daily basis. Now, I could have given up a long time ago on a situation of, you know, understanding like, okay, they may never talk. But then my baby girl, maybe about 5 years ago, she started saying words out of nowhere.
Look at God, man.
And if it wasn't for something to say that, okay, just a little bit of faith, something, you know, I'm a very spiritual person. So I used to always ask God, like, God, just give me one small thing. I'm not even looking for anything huge. I'm not looking for anything monetary. Just show me something small that could give me that faith point to say, oh, this is what it's like to have faith. I wanted to feel it from something that people may use to say, man, I got faith that I'm gonna get this big job, you know, this big house on the hill, you know, this car.
It's some small things.
All of that stuff is fine, but I'm looking for something small, like
something
tiny.
that's gonna stick, something that's gonna strengthen your heart.
There you go.
Stronger your soul.
That's the part right there.
Because like, when you like the big house and the cars and all that, when you lose that, that's when your true faith comes in. You know,
and that's the part where I feel like when they came in the world, I was all over the place mentally. They really changed the course of everything that was going on that I could ever imagine saying, like, okay, you know what? Here I am. I'm in the world at, you know, let's go back 13 years, just to say that, go back 13 years. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, everything's gonna be good. Then, you know, you see these bundles of joy, then all of a sudden you get hit with a, well, you know, they're not, you know, progressing as they should. And then we're gonna move forward 5 years. Then move forward 5 years, they're doing stuff that the doctor said that they probably wouldn't even be able to do. Then let's move forward 5 more years. When they're 10, they're doing things that a doctor said, or the doctor said that they wouldn't do.
This is touching, man.
So
it's
for me, the whole point of coming into these years like this now, like, I've seen so much progression, and a lot of people didn't even know that my girls are autistic.
Wow, look at God.
But at the same time, there are those struggles that come along with it that I sometimes, some days I don't even understand, but I do have faith enough to believe that things can still get better. Now, like I was saying, with my oldest daughter, my oldest twin daughter, she has yet to say anything verbal that's understandable. But let me show you how this works though, because it just shows me how real God is. For everything that you probably think that she wouldn't understand, she understands. Wow. Like, you could speak verbal words to her, she understands pretty much everything that you're saying.
Wow.
Also, with her being nonverbal, she's found a way to communicate with us, with people, to where she can get what she needs. And that's one of the things I had to understand. Okay, see, God is sometimes gonna give you something in a way. It's not gonna come like an easy route. He's just not gonna just say, okay, here's the easy route to it. What if I show you a different way?
Yeah.
And this way that I show you can help get you through these parts where we're struggling, where there's a small struggle. And
you just don't know. Like her situation gave you faith. It made you stronger.
It made me stronger.
It made you appreciate. It makes you appreciate what you can do, and you know, and what you stop complaining. You man up. It toughens you. You know, spiritually. Anybody,
and this is too for anybody that has kids. Like, really,
yeah, it's a lot. Yeah,
really hear my story and understand. Like, I understand some of y'all tell y'all kids, you know, shut up, go sit down, hush, don't say nothing. You never would imagine what I would give to hear my oldest daughter speak, talk, words. So think about that the next time you tell your kids shut up. Find a better way to say shut up.
Be patient with them, you know, understand them before
it's work. Yeah. Any child is work.
Yeah.
But for the nature of, for those that are in a point like where I am, and I'm not saying I'm less fortunate, but the part where
it's more work.
Yeah, it's
more work.
Don't be so harsh to judge a child. Have faith that things can change for your child.
Exactly.
I had to have it. Make sure that you have it too. Anybody is in this line of work, especially at being a parent, you're going to have faith that things are going to change. If your child is going through something right now, is in jail, locked up, in prison, whatever, and going through a situation in court or whatever bad point y'all at, grades, struggling with grades, whatever it is,
you know,
you can fix it.
You fixing the situation you in.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
God is fixing it. So
have faith.
Anything is possible.
Yes, have faith, y'all. Don't forget your faith. You know. And I didn't even mean to get off into a story like that, but
somebody need to hear that. A lot of people need to hear that.
My point is, this is one of my reasons why, you know, I pointed out faith today, because, you know, there are different points in faith that we all can attest to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, we all have room to grow. We all need to grow from this place where we are currently.
Economically, everything.
Yes, everything. Yes. Like, the gas.
Have faith.
Have faith that this gas price is gonna come down. Have faith that these housing, the housing is up. Right.
Have faith you gonna get that job.
Yeah.
Have faith you gonna expand. Have faith you gonna get that business.
Have faith.
Have faith, man. Because it all starts with a vision and believing. If you have faith and a belief and a vision, you already got it. So your mind is everything. If you're there mentally, you already there.
There you go.
So do it, people. You know, have that faith.
There you go. And for our closing today, if it's faith that you struggle with, and I'm gonna ask you this, Q, because this is gonna go to somebody that doesn't understand where their faith should be. Mm-hmm. So if your faith is not strong and you're going through something right now, you like, man, I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah.
Have you anything for somebody in that mentality?
Say that again one more time.
If your faith, this goes out. This what you're going to give is something to the nature of that can help somebody, right? Okay, and their faith is being tested right now. They don't want to hear Man, I ain't trying to hear talk about no faith, man. I ain't, you know, my mental is well past that, man. What I'm going through right now, I'm gonna need more than faith to get there.
Yeah.
But understanding that, you know, that faith is still key. What would you tell them or convince them that faith is still what they have to rely on?
I say, look around you. I mean, if God woke you up this day, you have a reason to have faith.
There you go.
Also, look around you. Like, your friends might be in jail. Your friends might be dead. Some people. You just heard my bro say, you know, his oldest child hasn't even spoke a word. So be appreciative of the things that you have and stop looking at the things you don't have. Cause if you look around, I don't know if people do this, but this is what I do. Every time I fall into a slump and I feel like I'm not having faith, I look around and I observe. I see what people going through. Some people don't have houses. Some people don't have food. Some people don't have transportation. Like, some people missing limbs. You know, some people have lost their mind, walking dead, I say. You know, if you have all those things and this might be one little thing you missing, don't complain, you know, because it could always be worse. You know what I'm saying? Your situation. So be appreciative of the things you have, small things, not the materialistic things. The small things that are so big. Because I say this, and this sums up faith right here. Like, when you have all these material things and houses and cars, that's really a cover up. You know, that's a cover up of the faith. But when you find out what real faith is, when you lose everything, when you lose that house, you lose that car, you lose family members, you lose friends, you lose everything. That's when you really gonna find faith right there. So that's what faith is, people. So you gotta have that strong belief and power, faith, that when you lose everything and everything goes wrong, you're good. You know it's gonna get better. So I hope I encourage somebody out there, to have faith. You know what I'm saying? Have faith.
And my last little piece to this is, don't ever feel that you should put yourself in a place where you don't have faith. Your faith is your next step, your next phase, your next move. It all goes along with it. So take that with you. We appreciate y'all watching this episode of Not Just Music Podcast. We hope to always bring blessings, peace, and joy to you good people. Yes. We'll still have fun, but we also like to be serious too. Yeah. Because that's what it's about. We have to elevate. We have to make moves. We have to go higher. Each time we do something,
we setting the bar.
We setting the bar. Make yourself up. Keep yourself up. So, with that being said, blessings, peace, and we'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.